Various trail camera photos have been shared around, with the most interesting ones being those that contain something mysterious. This is exactly what happened with this trail camera, when it managed to take a photograph of a mysterious object in the sky, and then a matter of seconds later a giant humanoid on the ground. These photographs first made their way online back in 2015, with some saying they first appeared on Imager. The story goes that a trail camera was set up in this clearing in order to capture wildlife, and anything else that would occasionally wander on the property. However, when the owner checked the camera's notifications, they noticed that it had captured two mysterious photos, one showing a craft-like object, and the next one showing a large humanoid standing in the clearing. It said they were confused by this as the photos had only been taken a matter of seconds apart, and that the large humanoid standing in the field is far too large to be an ordinary human. The first photograph shows a disc, and it can be seen hovering just out of frame. The thing that people find the most interesting though is the large humanoid, as it's nowhere to be seen in the previous picture, causing some to question how it suddenly appeared in the next picture so quickly. Interestingly, there's many that have made the connection between UFOs and Bigfoot, saying that whenever someone witnesses a Bigfoot, shortly after a UFO is usually seen. This has caused a variety of different theories to be put forward to try and explain this, with some suggesting that it may just be a coincidence, while others say the two may be linked. There's always been speculation amongst UFO researchers that the probability of coincidence between the strange sightings of a large ape-like creature known as Bigfoot and the sightings of unidentified flying objects located in the same region. Though there are many that seem to refuse to engage in the conversation relative to this strange connection, there are important stats to note about this strange correlation. After the creation of the independent organisation known as the Mutual Unidentified Flying Objects Network, or MUFON for short, a lot of information was gathered about rare sightings of UFOs and extraterrestrial activity, and data had been compiled for years about different facts and connections made. Among these connections, the MUFON organisation made a startling realisation. There were mainly only 3 different extraterrestrial types that existed. The first most commonly cited extraterrestrial was referred to as the Greys, a species that was on average to be 3 to 4 feet tall, grey-skinned with large black eyes, small mouths and large oval-shaped heads. They would commonly appear to be very humanoid in nature, and are the most recognised figure of alien life across popular mainstream media and science fiction works. The second most commonly seen extraterrestrial sightings were referred to as the Nords. The Nordic aliens were named as such given the fact that they appear to be very similar to the descriptions of Old Norse gods, and of the Scandinavian people at large. Most witness accounts describe these strange Nordic aliens as having a milky white complexion, brilliant blue eyes, white hair and dressed in the apparel of white clothing, but except from this appear to look completely human. It's important to keep these 2 extraterrestrial sightings in mind, as they are some of the most commonly sighted creatures when it comes to UFOs. But most important, we need to look at the third most common ET sighting, the Sasquatch. Oddly enough, it appeared that the third most common sighting of an alien being was that of Bigfoot. Many people who encountered strange UFO sightings wrote witness reports of saucers landing in a Bigfoot coming out, or encountering a Bigfoot in the forest only for it to disappear like a ghost, and for moments later to see a nearby unidentified flying object to immediately take off. These cases also do not include single encounters with the Sasquatch, and only include reports regarding a definitive extraterrestrial account. Could it be then that the Sasquatch is another race of extraterrestrial visiting our planet? Are they more fascinated with forests than other areas, given the fact that the majority of Sasquatch sightings are around forested locations? Researchers have looked through the data and made a startling connection, not amongst UFO statistics, but rather of ancient mythologies found throughout the world. Many past alien enthusiasts have made the connection between aliens and gods, putting forth the theory that perhaps the gods of the past were merely aliens, guiding and influencing the evolution of our species. But another connection that is yet to be made has been found by our researchers, and this was during the analysis of the Bigfoot project. The Sasquatch eerily fits the description of giants. Scattered throughout mythologies around the world is references to creatures similar to that of gods, but often regarded differently due to their large size. The Greeks referred to them as titans, the Jews as the Nephilim, the Norse as giants, and even myths of the isolated Easter Island inhabitants and their religions talk about giants, first inhabiting the region and constructing the massive megalithic structures, most commonly known today as the Easter Island Heads. In fact, many megalithic structures from around the world are surrounded by myths of giants constructing them, including ancient hieroglyphics, depicting giants walking amongst the ancient Egyptians and their constructions. Many different religions, cultures, and mythologies provide information of their definitions and descriptions of these giants, of that fit the modern-day descriptions of the Sasquatch. As mentioned, this idea comes from the fact that many eyewitnesses have described seeing a Bigfoot creature after seeing a UFO, and what's strange is that these large humanoids do seem to vanish in the wild. Perhaps researchers have been looking at this all wrong, and instead of the Bigfoot being a primitive, sluggish-like creature, it's actually linked to the mysterious crafts that have been witnessed in our skies for the last few hundred years. Some amateur researchers have said these topics need to be taken more seriously, and that this world is much more than what we make out, and until we start looking outside of the box, we'll never truly understand what these things are. So what do you guys make of these mysterious trail camera photos, and what do you think they show? Also, what do you make of the Bigfoot and UFO connection? Do you think there's any proof that the two are linked? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.